Well, hi, everybody. Welcome in once again to another Inside the Lion's Den right here on the YouTube page for the Queen Sports Network. Today, we have a special Olympic qualifying basketball edition of Inside the Lion's Den, and I am joined by Deng, or Christina Deng, as some of you may know her here on the Queen's campus, one of our women's basketball players who right now is in the thick of things in the AfroBasket 2021 tournament. And first off, Agul, thank you so much for joining us, taking time out of your busy schedule, which I know it's busy, but I'm sure is a lot of fun for you.
Thank you, Mike, for having me. I really appreciate you. This is an honor. It has always been great to be a part of this, and for being the first time ever for us, South Sudan Women National Team to compete is an honor and a pleasure for me to be a part of it.
Well, and like you said, what a special time for you, because not only are you able to represent your country, which, there is so much pride that comes along with that, but there's that little bit of extra knowing that you are one of the inaugural women to be on this team. So, can you talk about just kind of the locker room feel right now and what it means to everybody to be a part of this experience?
Yes, I will start off with myself.
Absolutely.
This has always been a dream for me and has been for many others as well. Honestly, I would say since I was in 7th grade, when I first started playing basketball, actually, I have always dreamed of playing for my country. I've always dreamed of presenting my country because that's where I came from. That's my pride. And for many years, we've been pushing, and I thank those who are ahead of me, that are my leaders, that advocate for our behalf. And finally this year we were able to form a team that was so scattered. All of us came from all over the place.
Sure.
We had people came from Australia, Canada,
Wow.
most of us from US and some from South Sudan. And imagine being the first time is never easy. And we
No.
were just 2 weeks
Oh.
to get ourselves together. And so I would say, as of right now, we don't have a team chemistry there yet. However, we play with heart and passion because of just that flag. We all respect that flag, and that's where we all came from. So as of right now, we're not at our best, but we are working towards to be the best we can be. So by each game is progress. We have lost the first 3 games that we played. We started off kind of bad, shaky, jitters, and the second game we did a bit better, and then the third game was much better, and it was full of energy and everybody was excited, and we had a lot of fun just being the first time for us all playing together and representing our country. And our goal right now, since we've been doing so much better each game, our goal is to win it all by the end of this tournament. And if we win it, we come back in September and we will have our pro players, and it will be so much easier. None of these teams in Africa really, they are really good teams, but we don't think they can really keep up with us. We can beat anybody in this league.
Hey, I like that confidence. You got to love that. And I know your head coach back here at Queens loves that kind of confidence as well, as Coach Brown, of course, watching you intently and watching you represent the South Sudan. And, Agul, I think one of the coolest things you were talking about right there is, you're coming from all over the globe. Every one of you is in a different situation, whether it's collegiate or playing elsewhere or not really playing during the year at all. And then you look at being able to represent your country like this. You mentioned the professional players, the kind of being able to join things if you get back in September. But I think the coolest thing for me is you guys have gotten better every single game, and how crucial that is in a tournament like this. What have you seen from your teammates, and now heading into these last couple of games, like you said, trying to win the whole thing? How have you started to mesh? What's some of the things you guys have done to mesh as a team?
I would say energy and passion, playing with heart is like what got us there, and that's what got us here actually in the first place. Having the heart and for example, we all came from low altitude. Where we came here, the altitude is really high, and it was hard for us the first few games for us to actually breathe. But we still pushed through it. That's why I say it's a heart. We warriors, we can do this no matter what. And this is not just for us. We're representing ourselves, our family, and our country. So, and all our people back home, they're really excited. And we're not just doing this for us. We're doing it for the young girls that are looking up to us. Like, we have so many people now back home that want to play basketball,
Sure.
that want to start get part of this thing, that we have people that were like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did I miss out of it? You know, I mean, it's going to be hard. I would say the next, just give us maybe a matter of like a year or two, we will dominate this league. Like, as of right now, we all babies playing really grown women here.
Sure.
And we all youngs. The youngest person we have in our team is 19, whom hasn't even played college ball yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
imagine
outrageous.
go up there. Yeah. Imagine when we go to the next level, we will be unstoppable.
Well, you just mentioned that kind of the inexperience, and you're playing against teams with some women that have played together for years, and even if they play only a couple times a year together, they've still had that experience where you guys have had 2 weeks to kind of mesh together and then go right in against these high caliber players. So that has to be some kind of experience, and I love to know in just that short amount of time how much confidence it seems that you have in this group of players that you have, and how their development can come about.
Yeah, we have such a talented team. All we need is experience, and having time to have that team chemistry will really help us. I mean, as a right now game, that's our progress was, okay, this was the first time we ever played together. This is the first time everything is happening, These team that we are playing, they've been playing together for years. They've been playing since they were 15 together, and they've been in a national team. Some of them say they've been in there for 10 years together. They've been playing together. They have that chemistry. They have that experience, and it's undeniable. And for us, what we're lacking is the experience. However, since we now know what it's like to play in an AfroBasket, we are coming back harder. We are coming back harder. And another thing that we struggle with, most of us, because of COVID, due to the COVID, not a lot of people had to to the gym to stay consistently in the gym and work out. So we was a bit out of shape when we came into this tournament. However, now we are really good. We are where we need to be right now. So I would say these team right now, when they saw us playing yesterday with the energy and the passion that we have, they was afraid. They were really scared. They didn't know what to do. And they didn't know what to do. But guess what? We were like, we're going to still push. We're still going to play our game no matter what. And they love pressing us because we're just the kids. Like, they think we're not going to play physical as they do. But we say we're going to throw the first punch, and we did yesterday, and things turned out great.
Awesome. Well, I think that's the big thing is, you might be overlooked, but you're not overlooking yourselves. And you guys are locked in and ready to go. So I love that confidence, and, that confidence can win you some ball games, because you have the skill, obviously, to compete at this level. And now here you are getting together on that team front of things and really starting to build. Let me ask you this question. What does this do, do you think, in terms of the platform of basketball in the South Sudan? Of course, like you said, you have young ladies that are spread out all over the world, but come back and show this. In the game of basketball is so huge in the country of in the continent of Africa. What does this do for you guys as a team, and for you to now be ambassadors really for the South Sudan as you go back to your normal lives once this is all said and done?
This is more like a we are the leaders now. We are the one going to bring up our country. We the one going to put our country on a map, which we did. The first 3 games, we did put our country on a map. Never in AfroBasket has women team ever had 60,000 people view their game. But as soon as we step a foot in, when they say South Sudan is finally on a map, we have over 60,000 people watching games, supporting us, all behind us. And so I would say we South Sudanese people bring big basketball is like big thing here in Africa, but we South Sudanese people, we bring that awareness around the world because we just all over the place. So it's like when we come together, it's a big unity, It really bring, I would say for us, the way I looked at it when I play basketball, especially for our country, is to bring peace among ourselves, is to bring unity because we just so divided in our country due to our tribalism. So playing basketball and for our country with all different tribes in the team really bring awareness and really bring unity within ourselves and us South Sudanese people, and that will help our country develop and go up farther.
Well, as a true sports fan, that does my heart good to hear that, because that's one of the things about sports that I've always loved, is that it can bring people together no matter what your situation is in real life. It can bring you together as just a fan and unify a lot of people, and it's nice to hear that. Christina, can you talk a little bit more about how you got involved in the game of basketball, and then what the game of basketball is like for those that have never or possibly will never go to the South Sudan? What does the game of basketball mean to you in your country? And then what has it meant to you since you've picked this game up?
I would say for our country, it's an outlet. It's an
Mm.
outlet for us to get away from war. It's an outlet for us to get out from bad situation. It's an outlet for us to get a chance to go to school in Western world and get a better life.
Sure.
So I would say, honestly, when I first started playing basketball, I wasn't sure. But somebody told
Sure.
me, hey, you're really tall. You should play basketball. As I always do with tall people.
Fair enough. Fair
Anyway,
enough.
I was like, I'm really into volleyball. So I played volleyball the first
Mm.
half of the year. And I'm like, you know what? Why not try basketball? I mean, I
Sure.
never played it in my life. Why not try it? And I tried playing basketball, and it just, and then I start loving it. I said, wow, this game, I really love this game. And
Mhm.
then after that, I got to go to high school, and I was working with Coach Stark, Vanessa Stark. She's a really, really amazing person. She's still in my life until
Awesome.
today. Not a lot of people would keep their high school coach in their life, but I
No,
am very
agreed.
grateful to have her. She has got my back. She taught me how to play basketball the right way.
Awesome.
And she was there from the start to the end until I got to college. She helped me get recruited. She helped me find ways to get into school that I think I would be best fit in. I mean, I was recruited by a couple of D1 school, but when I looked at it, I'm like, I want to go somewhere that I will make an impact, you
Okay.
know?
Sure.
So I decided to go to a Division II in Virginia because I wanted to stay near home.
Okay.
I played there for a year. They were pretty good. They were pretty good school. The team was pretty good. They were ranked number 4 or 5 in
Mm.
the country in D2 level when I went there. So as a freshman, it was really tough the first half of the semester. I
Sure.
had to find my way in. But when I finally did the second half of the semester, I was averaging good minutes as a freshman.
Mm.
I was actually playing above some of my teammates that have been there for a while, even seniors. So
Interesting.
that confidence that I always had it in me. I was like, I can always do this. Nobody can limit me. Only me can limit myself.
Sure.
So when I played that freshman year, we were able to win our conference champion. And actually, we played in Charlotte Hornets Arena in Charlotte, North
Ah, all
Carolina.
right. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Full circle. You come full circle
Yeah.
now.
So
You call
that
this
was
place your home.
yeah, that was amazing. Yeah. And then after that, after my freshman year, I decided to transfer out because I wanted to major in international relation, and
Okay.
unfortunately the school I went to did not have it.
Gotcha.
So I decided I wanted to transfer out. So I applied to GW. I got accepted academically. And then I was like, I still want to play basketball though,
Sure.
I still have this dream in the back of my head. Like one day I want to play for my national team. So I decided to go to JUCO in Kansas. I played there for a
Hmm.
year. And then after that, I was still unsure if I still want to play basketball, but
Sure.
then I have lovely coaches came along, Coach Brown and Coach Clark. They both reach out to me. I talk to them. I like them. I say, great, I'm coming to Queens University of Charlotte.
Sure.
So yeah, I ended up coming to Queens, and they had my major. There was great things about school, like academically, that I thought it was going to be really helpful for me.
Sure.
So I'm like, great, I'm going to go there. So when I went there, we started school. Because of the COVID situation, we wasn't really sure we were going to have a season or not. But
Hmm.
then when we finally did, I was excited to be there. And I played my first year at Queens last season. It wasn't beautiful, but it was a lot to learn from. It was a
Well,
lot of changes.
yeah.
And I would say I would not take that year back for anything because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot
Mm.
about myself, taught me a lot about my coaches and my teammate, and what I need to do personally to help my
Sure.
team in the next season. So I am grateful for that experience. And through that, I worked through it. It was very tough. I had to be mentally strong for it. And I was grateful that I had a supporting, the supporting staff there were really great. Helped me through the school, and coaches helped me get through the hard time that I had there. However, I'm looking forward for a great season this year, and
Sure.
Queens better show out because we are taking over.
Well,
We're
hey,
taking over this season.
you mentioned so much there, but one thing that boils down to is, if you want to be a good player, you got to know how to persevere. And obviously you've been able to persevere through a lot, through the game of basketball, using it as, like you said, as an outlet, and now moving on into your collegiate career. And you mentioned it. You guys are set up in prime, ready for a good season. I'm telling you, you guys got a heck of a squad coming back. And I know I'm excited because I only had the fortune to be able to call one game for you guys last year. By the time I got here, of course, with the regular season wrapping up, but I'm telling you right now, I'm pumped and excited to get out there and start calling some games for you guys, because you guys are a lot of fun to watch, and you got a lot of talent on that team, and some newcomers coming in that have a lot of talent as well. So I think you guys and Coach Brown are set up pretty well for the future here.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for the upcoming season. It's gonna be a wrap. It's like nobody is gonna step over us. We're gonna play with heart. We're gonna play with passion. It's.
And that's one thing that Coach Brown told me. I talked to her, and she said, I don't care what our record looks like right now. One thing I love about this team is they don't give up and they never stop playing. And she's like, eventually that's going to translate into wins. And, you guys were in a similar situation to what you're experiencing right now as a part of the South Sudanese team. You only had a couple of weeks to get together and understand who each other were, coming from all over the place, and, just get right into the season. So now that you guys have some time together, like you mentioned, talking about watching your national team right now, I'm going to imagine you're going to be able to translate that into the collegiate aspect as well.
Definitely. I would say the experience that I have got here in a national level really will help me play my collegiate, my season next year, especially when it comes to physicality. Because I remember last season, I wasn't as strong as I am right now, so nobody's going to bully me next year. So,
hey, that's a good goal to have.
Really, yeah, and it's really rough, I would say, playing here in AfroBasket. Is very physical. It's very physical. There are things like happening, and it's blowing my mind. I'm like, wait a minute, you can do that? I did not know that. So,
all right.
But they play a different kind of basketball here in Africa. It's very physical, and that's the only downside that we have, because we all came from the Western world. We play very, very organized basketball, and we play rough, but we don't play as physical as they do here. Had to get over that hump of looking for refs to call stuff instead of just playing through it,
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna call everything. They're not gonna look for everything. Like the last game we had against Rwanda, that was the hard game I ever played in my life.
Really?
In my life, I would say that in my life, because we had them, but the referee was just terrible. However, we still shouldn't look up to the referee. We should have still play the way we were playing it, and we would have took that W home with us,
Gotcha.
So that was a learning experience for me. So one thing I would do or say when I go back to Queens and start playing with my young team, especially the freshmen that are coming in, don't look for fouls. Don't look for calls from the ref. Just play your game. Everything will fall in place, So I'm ready to go back to Queens and be a voice for them and lead them through whatever we have to go through. And I'm very sure, and Coach Brown is there to walk us through every step, and we're gonna do great. I know that. I believe in my team.
A goal that just made me even more excited for this season, because like you said, you're coming back a leader with world experience under your belt, and you're going to bring that back, and I know you're going to help to get this team back in order and back to where you guys want to be and possibly beyond. Who knows? But Agul, I'll let you get back to your busy schedule. Thank you so much for carving some time out for us to talk to the folks here at home about what that experience is like, and a big congratulations to you, not only for being able to represent the national team, but for being one of the first women ever to represent the South Sudan in the basketball world. So a big congratulations there, and best of luck here for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, that's going to do it for another Inside the Lions Den. We, of course, will keep you up to date on everything that's going on in Agul Dang's life here over these next couple of days and weeks, and on in back tours when she comes back and graces us with her presence on campus and gets things going and tips things off for women's basketball here for Queens. We appreciate you joining us. Go out and enjoy the rest of your day. Come back and join us each and every Thursday, Friday, right back here on the YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button, like, and make sure you see all the notifications for all the exclusive content that you get right here with the Queen Sports Network. For Agul Dang, I'm Mike Glennon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, go Royals.